For the past decade, the mobile computing device that has dominated the tech industry is the smartphone. Starting with the iPhone, smartphones have changed the way we browse and even the way we live. Now, a new type of computing, built on LLM-based generative AI, is on the horizon. The era of AI computing has arrived. Brand new devices keep coming out. Let's take a look at the iPhone moment for the AI era. Since the beginning of the year, we've had some major tech events, including CES 2024 and Samsung Galaxy S24 Unpacked event. And what we've realized is that 2024 is really the beginning of the era of AI computing. So what are the biggest characteristics of AI computing that distinguish it from PC and mobile devices? There are two main characteristics of AI computing that we can define based on the information we have so far. The first is multimodality. It's a shift from humans telling machines what to do via keyboard and mouse to humans talking to machines based on multimodal technologies that recognize objects around them and understand speech. This means that you can control everything with your voice, not your fingers. Second, it's the rise of AI agents. Whereas computing in the past was about using apps one by one depending on each of our needs, AI computing is about having an AI agent do everything for you. Let's say you're throwing a New Year's Eve party. You'd be juggling between different apps. A map app to find a decent restaurant, then switch over to a booking app to make a reservation, and a messenger app to fix the date with your friends. But an AI agent can do all of that for you. I can say, hey, we're having a New Year's Eve party, make a reservation for 6 people at a nice restaurant, and make an announcement. Then the AI agent will use necessary apps on my behalf and prepare everything for me. Of course, how do I give instructions? It's multimodal, so I can just say it. These are the two huge changes that AI computing is bringing to the hardware market. The thing is, we won't need a form factor or a device that we have today, since we don't need to use each apps one by one. Just as iPhone opened up the era of mobile computing, there are a number of companies that are trying to be the game changer in the era of AI computing. Let's take a look at what they've come up with. There was one startup that caught more attention than any other big tech at CES 2024. It was Rabbit, an American startup founded in 2020 by Jesse Liu. Liu also founded an AI voice assistant platform company called Raventech and sold it to Baidu. The reason why Rabbit gained attention was because of the AI device R1, which was unveiled at CES this year. Rabbit didn't even have a public booth at CES. It held a press conference and showed a pre-recorded keynote, but it got enough attention to earn the title of the best invention of CES 2024. R1 sold out within a day of its release, with 10,000 pre-orders. So what is R1? It's a small AI assistant device that fits in the palm of your hand. Take a look at the size. It's a square design with 3 inches long and wide, 0.5 inches thick. It's even smaller than the size of a credit card, so you can imagine how compact it is. On the front of the device, there's a 2.8-inch touchscreen. It also has a USB-C port for charging, a SIM card slot, a 360-degree rotational camera, an analog scroll wheel, a microphone, and a single physical button. Plus, it runs a MediaTek processor, also has 4 GB of memory, and 128 GB of storage. R1 works like a walkie-talkie. You have to press the push-to-talk button on the right side and say something. Once R1 understands your voice, its AI analyzes the instruction to complete the tasks for you, such as playing music or making restaurant reservations. All of the features are powered by LAM, which is an AI system developed by Rabbit. LAM stands for Large Action Model. It's a variation of the term LLM or Large Language Model. Unlike LLM, which is trained based on language, LAM is based on behavior. While LLM specialized in understanding human intention and communication, LAM is a model based on action. It learns and understands user intent and behavior patterns to solve problems. More precisely, it learns what people typically do in each different apps and perform those actions with simple voice commands. Rabbit explains that LAM was created to help people who have troubles finding apps on their phones. So, when a user requests a specific action, the LAM-based AI agent starts the app, or LLM, that needs to perform the action. For example, if you ask for good songs to listen to on a rainy day, the music app will find the appropriate playlist and play it for you. It can also learn to do things that you've done on your PC or smartphone by connecting with your usage history. For example, If you often use a taxi app to hail a cab during rush hour, you can simply say, "Get me a cab to work," to R1, which has learned to do so. Then R1 will call a taxi to take you to work. This type of AI that activates apps is called an app agent. R1 is the very first product with this kind of function. Can't we just use ChatGPT and ChatGPT plugins instead? You can, but as for ChatGPT, developers need to create their own plugins for integration. But the difference is that the app agent doesn't need to do that. Rather, it chooses and activates the affiliate apps as if it were a human being. So you don't have to choose the right one from hundreds of apps, and you don't have to type in one by one, just like we do with our smartphones. If you can operate everything through LAM, you don't have to learn how to use complicated apps. You just need R1. This is why R1 could be the iPhone of the AI era, and it's going to be the device that drives AI computing. By the way, it costs $199. There's no subscription fee or phone bill, but you do need an internet connection, so you should buy a SIM card and use it just like smartphones. There's another AI device company called Humane. Humane was founded by a couple who both worked for Apple. Last November, they released the AI Pin, an AI device that can be sticked into your clothes like a brooch. It was the first wearable AI device. Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, also invested in the company. It's a tiny wearable device, about 4 centimeters wide and 5 centimeters long. It's powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, which is the world's fastest mobile processor today. It also has 4 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage. It has a camera, microphone, and a built-in speaker on the front side. You can use the camera for taking pictures and videos. The speaker can be used to make phone calls or listen to music. Since it's small enough to wear on your clothes, it doesn't have a separate screen. Instead, it features laser ink display, which projects a screen up to 40 centimeters on the palm of your hand or a surface of an object. You can mainly activate the device by your voice. You can also use the camera for hand gestures or just simply press the touchpad. AI Pin mainly functions as a personal AI assistant, which is powered by OpenAI's GPT-4. AI Pin can search information to answer your questions. It can also summarize an email or a text message and reply to it for you. It doesn't offer a wide range of features since it's not an app agent that uses apps like R1 does, but you can use affiliated apps and services through voice commands. Since it's based on GPT-4, you can also use functions that provide ChatGPT plugins. AI Pin costs $699. Since it aims to completely replace smartphones, you'll have to pay for the device as well as separate phone bill, which costs $24 per month. But you do get a separate phone number. Other than R1 and AI Pin, there's another AI device that's driving attention. It's Rewind's AI Pendant. As you can tell from its name, Rewind is famous for its service that captures and analyzes work history from your laptop or smartphone. Rewind is planning to provide an AI pendant or a necklace with this kind of function. By just wearing it, AI Pendant encrypts everything you say and hear into text. The pendant also stores the data, so whenever you need the data, it can be retrieved with the help of generative AI. AI Pendant is still in its infancy compared to R1 and AI Pin, but it's gaining attention since it's a wearable AI device. Other AI devices are expected to come out in various forms this year. One of the companies that's raising expectation is LoveFrom. LoveFrom's founded by Jonathan Ive, who was used to be in charge of designing Apple's biggest products. According to reports, Ive is developing a hardware for ChatGPT with investments from Sam Altman and SoftBank CEO Masayoshi Son. As Ive led the design of Mac and iPhone, there's a lot of interest in whether he could truly create the so-called iPhone of the AI era. R1 and AI Pin are already released in the market. They have revealed their specific features as well. On the other hand, AI Pendant and LoveFrom are just ideas, but both are planning to release their products soon. The more advanced the AI model becomes, the more AI devices will appear, saying, "I'm the iPhone of the AI era." When a generative AI model that understands human speech and does everything for us is equipped on a device, it means that we won't need smartphones anymore. Because with smartphones, we would need to find every single app by ourselves. Rabbit's app agent seems to solve these kinds of problems. While many people are excited about these AI devices, there's also growing skepticism. AI device companies say that they're going to replace smartphones. But why do we need to replace smartphones in the first place if we could do all of the things with them? In fact, Time pointed out in its coverage of Rabbit, that whether a new piece of hardware is even necessary for users to interact with AI agents is an open question. Francisco Geronimo, vice president of IDC, said, "Although the ideas have merit on their own, the reality is that consumers don't need these kinds of devices. They need intelligent phones. That's probably why smartphone makers like Samsung, which recently introduced similar features in the Galaxy S24, and also Apple, haven't made much of a push for AI devices." There's also a problem about the app ecosystem. Right now, users can easily download any app they want from App Store. But with app agents, only apps that are affiliated, or apps that are combined with each LLM in the form of plugins can be used. This might be convenient for users, but only limited apps can be used. Lastly, AI devices limit the use of smartphones too much. Of course, we use smartphone apps to get a taxi, order food, and send emails. But that's only a small part of the total time we use smartphones. The things we spend a lot of time on, like social media such as Facebook and Instagram, or watching videos on YouTube and Netflix. We can't do all of these with current AI devices, because we need a certain size of a screen. Some say that AI devices will not be able to go beyond the level of toys. Personally, I don't think the AI version of iPhone would appear in the near future. But I might be wrong. As technologies evolve, new ideas would definitely come out. Let's see what happens next. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe and like. Thank you.